All right, y'all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. I don't know where y'all are located at geographically, but I'm telling you, it's hotter here than it is where you are. It's going to be a hot day today. It feels like upper 90s, the index, but it's going to pass 100 here pretty soon. It's almost noon right now. And of course, you can see I'm in the shade, got my sun hat on. My previous video was this hickory pile, and I'm nearing the end. And I saved some good sized pieces to show y'all how the super splitter struggles on stuff like this. So I've had some people reach out to me, ask me questions about how the super splitter handles different kinds of species of wood, knots and crotches, this and that. I just thought this would be a good time to show y'all. When you get a piece like that and it's quite a bit taller than the wedge on that super split, it'll go through it. If it's straight grain, it'll go through it usually in one pass. My super splitter is a J model, I forgot to mention. But it'll go through it one pass. Well, then you got to flip that piece of wood back over, kind of line it up, and split it again. So yes, it's got a fast cycle time, but it just took you twice as long if you have to do that every time. And that's where I'm talking about super splitter struggles and a hickory and pecan. And that's what I fool with so far as the tougher wood. If it gets much tougher than pecan, I ain't messing with it. I'll throw it in a ditch before I split it. It's because I don't have a powerful hydraulic splitter. So when you're fooling with pieces like this that has a crotch or a notch, here's another one. I'm sure y'all seen it done. There's been videos. Here's a big one right here. I'll show you how I mess with it, fool with it. It may be the right or wrong way, I don't know, but it seems to work. And like I said, some of the other species of wood, it'll handle it better. It'll split this, but it's gonna take a few hits, and I won't edit anything out when it's having trouble. I'll just show y'all the most accurate way that I can. did want to show you this. The Super Splitter, I've talked about how it slices wood and it just makes for prettier wood. I think it's great for if you're trying to make pretty wood or bundles. But you know how Hickory does, it leaves like a feather stick or these strings. And this side was the side that was split with that inverted log splitter, and it kind of tears and fluffs those fibers up. No big deal, that's part of firewood, but I'm just saying, this side was split with a super splitter, and so was this. And it just kind of, if you're making bundles or anything like that, it does kind of add to the appearance of it. Just thought I'd show you all that, because I had a few sticks of wood that I could actually show you one side versus the other. So there's a little bit of that hickory wood, and I'm not trying to steer you away from or talk you into buying a super splitter. I love mine, I'd buy it all over again. But I'm just trying to show you some weaknesses of it in my opinion. When you get to fooling with this kind of wood here, I get a lot of tree service wood. It's mainly what I get. And when you get in these bigger rounds, it becomes more work. And I think that's where a stout, well-built hydraulic splitter would shine, especially with the log lift. Now, I've got a tractor, and y'all been watching, you know that. And I've done that. I've taken big rounds and bring them to the super splitter. If it's big enough, the round's big enough, it'll get hung up on that wedge, and it gets to the point where you can't take another piece of wood and push it. Your ram gets hung up, and it's a booger to get off. It's just not worth doing, in my opinion, to take that bigger round. That's why I either noodle them down or I take my inverted log splitter, and that has worked better. But it still slows you down. It's a little bit of pain in the butt sometimes. But overall, I really love my little super splitter, and I just hope this video is helpful to somebody out there. Thank you for your time watching. I hope y'all be back. See y'all. Oh, and I hope y'all are blessed, and I hope you be a blessing. See y'all next time. Me and Daddy been gathering totes today. Got 24 on this trailer, 14 on this trailer. I got back home and there was 14 totes laid off a buddy of mine brought to me, and may have more before the day's over. There's 52 so far today. Ain't too bad. I'm gonna mess around and overdo it today. I took off a vacation day, took the kids to school, and then I delivered 20 bundles to a new store they bought from me. They was awesome to deal with. And then me and Daddy went and got those totes I showed y'all. Still hadn't stacked them up all the way yet. Then I went to Gleason and delivered to my restaurant customer. And then I made a back haul and got some maple sticks. Didn't really waste any trips. I just thought maybe some of y'all woodhounds would be proud of me. I don't know. Maybe not.